Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series. My name is Bahamut, and I will be your host, caster, analyst, and your second best boy. The first best boy is Bandit, the best co-caster. Probably realistically, I'm the co-caster. Anyways, we are here in Division D East, and we've got the members of Phoenix Rising, Amethyst on the left, and we've got ProBUs on the right. And I'm sure you are all wondering how we got to Brax's holdout, because, well, that doesn't happen too often. The home team this evening is going to be the members of the wrong team names. Whoops. Let me fix this real quick. Sorry about that, everyone. I thought I updated this information before we went live. All right, so we have the members of Phoenix Rising, Amethyst on the left-hand side, and we have ProBUs on the right. And the members of Phoenix Rising Amethyst lost the coin flip, so ProBUs took first pick priority in game number 1, banning out Dragonshire and Sky Temple. Alterac Pass and Cursed Hollow were banned out by the members of Phoenix Rising Amethyst. And now we find ourselves here on Brax's holdout. I legitimately cheered for Kios when they said, yeah, let's go to Brax's holdout. And I was like, I knew I was picking up the right teams this evening. We do have a Blaze and a Kael'thas banned on the right-hand side. We also have an ETC already being banned out. Kaleo, how's it going, bud? Good to see you, friend. I saw you in chat as we were getting into this one. We do it electronically, but it's more of an accounting thing, less of a payroll. Oh, okay, yeah, ours was all payroll. That's what it was. The Only Black Cat, how's it going, friend? Good to see you. Welcome, everyone in chat. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for helping us push towards Twitch Partner, and thanks for watching some amazing Here's the Storm action. So we have a Mal'Ganis being banned out, as he has been popping up quite a bit in a lot of these games, and I don't blame that whatsoever. He brawls pretty effectively. He's got good self-sustain, and he also has kind of a disengage with those Fell Claws, Night Rush as well. We do have an Ariel being first picked on the right-hand side due to the fact that she does have that insanely powerful Resurrect, and honest to God, that one change to Resurrect, not even one change, because it was also the fact that you went from 50 to 100% in the healing, or when you revive, but it was also just being able to self-cast it changed, I think, so much for her as well. Tracer and Muradin will be picked up on the left-hand side. We could expect them to pick up a Tassadar as this draft progresses, but that's going to be a Deathwing and a Joanna on the right-hand side. For a point control-based map, Deathwing is actually going to be pretty strong here. The Joanna is going to be a great anchor in the solo lane as well. Not too bad. Is that the official shirt? It is. This is the official shirt from AGDQ this year. I was trying to show the bottom of it as well. Trying not to get TOS by showing my stomach. There you go. It came in the mail and I was like, God, this, like, I saw it on stream, like someone was wearing it in one of the interviews, and I was like, that's an insta purchase right there. Sylvanas to be banned out as well, as they don't want to deal with her lockdown and her push power in some of the lanes. Greymane's to be removed as well, as that would actually dive well with the Muradin and Tracer. A little surprised they don't ban the Tassadar here, but it looks like they're just not afraid of having to deal with with his Archon power. Now, Tracer is going to be here. Muradin will be there as well. They're going to need some sort of lockdown on top of this, so that way Tracer can just capitalize as much as possible. They already have the Muradin Stormbolt, but something on top of that as well would be great. And Anduin wouldn't be a horrible follow-up as well. That's going to be a Tychus, which makes me really nervous that they're not going... Well, you don't have to go Tassadar, but I was just kind of expecting it. Tychus will be picked up as well as the Leoric, so that Tychus will give them percent-based damage in the bottom lane, as well as the Leoric and top lane to go up against the Deathwing. At least I think that's what they're expecting. They're expecting the Deathwing to be rolled into the top lane to go up against that. It's a really cool design. I like it. Yeah, I actually kind of wish I ordered two. Free Ariel Deathwing? Yeah. As a note, Deathwing cannot be resurrected by Ariel. Dragon v Dragon. Her Royal Thickness is going to be coming in here as well, as the variant jumped in. That variant could actually be in the solo lane, but it doesn't really matter due to the fact that they have Tychus for the bottom lane and Leoric for the top, so they do still have percent-based damage in one of their lanes to deal with said Deathwing. And it's not so much like, oh, you just have to deal with Deathwing, but taking that creature out of a fight, it changes a lot of things. They're also... They saw that there was a Tychus Leoric, and they ended up going to this variant. It's a little, I wouldn't say perplexing, but it's a little worrisome, I'm not gonna lie. Malfurion for Tracer, then decent Muradin follow-up too. Oh, that's not a bad idea, Stark. That's not a bad idea. The Malfurion would actually be really strong as well. Tyrande might not be a bad idea on top of all that, but I was mentioning to Stark earlier when we were playing Brawls, Tyrande has seen like little to no play. She played, I think, once yesterday, and I feel like I haven't seen her in almost a month. Her Royal Thickness. I am dying here. That's what she is. She's the Royal Thickness, right? I almost said that on a Tespa cast once, and I was just like, oh boy. I started saying her royal, and I was like, her Royal Dragon Queen. Let's go ahead and get into the game right now. On the left-hand side, we got the members of Phoenix Rising Amethyst. We're going to be having Kios on the Leoric. I had to ask them beforehand. Don't think I actually managed that on my own. Yahtzee's going to be on the Alexstrasza. Inti is going to be on the Taika, excuse me. Alia will be on the Tracer, and Boom? I can't see their name because they're moving around too much. It's getting blurry for me. Boom Noselick, I think, is going to be on the Murden. Probably murdered that one. On the right-hand side, we got ProBUs. We're going to be having Secret Asian Man on the Deathwing. 8-Bit going to be on the Alexstrasza. Oh my god, wrong. On the Joanna. Hung Fu going to be on the Ariel. Tuna Breath going to be on the Lunara, and we have Chaos Tank in the top lane on the Varian. Let's go ahead and look at our level 1s as we get into the bottom lane crash immediately here. And as I was saying, the Deathwing might not be in that top lane, so it still is going to be Leoric into Varian, but I'm wondering, do we get Twin Blades Varian here? Do we get Twin Blades Varian? Carpe Felix, thank you so much for the gifted sub to Kaleo. Holy crap, thank you so much, Carpe Felix, I appreciate that. She's no thick mama white main hots though. The team name that gave me so much difficulty one night in season 7. There's the VOD on YouTube somewhere with me just struggling to be able to cast that name for some reason. Boom is trying to get away from this. That's like going to be a lot of damage going on onto them. They're going to be able to get forced back. You can see Deathwing is currently in the World Breaker form because they have that lava pool that they're able to pull right there. Also that kind of the 2-line stun or the Earth Shatter. Hold on, let's look at this really quick. Yeah, Earth Shatter. I got it right. Lava Burst. So we're getting there. We're learning the talent slowly but surely. But this is that World Breaker form. That's one of the ways that you can tell when they do the AOE's I guess wing flap around them. That's the signifier that they're also going to be. That's the signifier that they're in the Destroyer form, or that little leap that they have. That's another Destroyer form talent. So if you're ever wondering which one they are, you can mostly just look for the talent. So that Lava Burst, as we noted, will be in the World Breaker form. But we currently have our first objective popping up here, and we are going to be just peeking into top. Actually, hold on. I was going to say we're going to peek into top lane, but Tracer is going to get a bomb onto 8-Bit. Not going to be getting picked off. The Earth Shatter is going to get a little bit of damage onto Tracer, also stunning them as 8-Bit wants to push up this bottom lane a little bit further. The one thing I want to note here is the Zerg wave will be in favor for the members of ProBUs in bottom lane, and it's going to be in top lane for the members of Phoenix Rising Amethyst. So pushing up this top lane is going to be really detrimental for this Leoric. The hard part is going to be in a half a level. Do we get Twin Blades Variant, and does this Leoric start to struggle into all of that? Secret Asian Man going to zone back with some Fire Breath as well. Tuna Breath taking a lot of damage. Pulse Bomb goes out. That might have gotten the kill onto the Lunar. Unfortunately, they're not able to connect with that. And now control point in the bottom lane is going to be swapped over, and this will be charge going out in favor for the members of Phoenix Rising Amethyst. The Alexstrasza is so dummy thick, the clapping of her butt cheeks is making everyone on our team healthier. Dear Lord. Not a sentence I was expecting to read tonight. Inti's gonna be getting poked out here. I don't think they'll get picked off. Yeah, they're gonna be able to back out right there, as this is going to be Twin Blades Variant for the top lane. I'm half a level from noticing this, but still, either way, we'll see how Kios, yeah, we'll be able to manage that one. Meanwhile, in bottom lane, that's going to be just Hammer Strike into the wall. Boom is going to be pulled back in with the Condemn from this Joanna, but are they able to get the last little bit of damage? Lava Burst comes out. That's going to be some healing from Alexstrasza. That is the Fire Breath, but they don't find the kill onto Boom. This is going to still just be a 1-kill game in favor for the members of ProBUs as they take back bottom lane. Top lane going to be held over as well. And oh, this is going to be a brawl. I know there's a fight on bottom lane as well, but I'm curious to see, can this Varian actually body into the Leoric? No, they're going to back off and go over there as the bottom lane. I was just a touch too late as the Tychus gets picked off down there. Lunara did go into the Nature's Perspective at level 1, so they're only getting the baseline vision from the Wisp right there, so you can actually just see. They saw that Murden was coming in on the side, but they don't really care because they have the Zerg wave coming in through bottom lane in their favor. And realistically, Varian to defend against top, not too bad, especially with the size of the Zerg wave coming in. This is going to be very, very good for the members of ProBUs. Oh, I'm missing chat right now, but yes. Bloodspot is just winking at people now? That's a new one. A little terrifying. Alexstrasza does go down right there. Earth Shatter is going to be able to slow down the Muradin, and they almost found the kill onto Elia there, but this is going to be bottom lane getting pushed in very, very hard, and they still have about 50% plus of their Zerg wave coming in here. Deathwing. Kios is going to be trying to push back Chaos Tank in this top lane, and I think they're just playing this by the gate to make Leoric's life a little bit more difficult. Currently, though, in bottom, we have them pushing up onto a keep front gate. The Guardians are still very, very healthy. They've got a decent Zerg wave on top of all this. I think actually the majority of what's left alive is a couple little Zerglings or Hydras, and then we're going to be having mostly the Guardians that were doing all the siege damage. They actually hit for, they're only hitting for 63, but what's their attack speed? It's 0.5, so they actually attack pretty quickly, but going to be getting it cleared out, and this is going to be first objective phase now over, and a keep front gate got pushed down. That is wild. I was about to say I was so distracted by Alex Stars that I missed my sub gift. He has commands? Oh! I know that there's, so if you hit exclamation point bot, I know that gives you the, I have it set up to give you like some general commands so it unfollows you or something like that, but I didn't realize that it had other commands too. I didn't know that. Okay, thank you so much, Wicked Kitten. Okay. Today I learned. Draft is so frontline for this early game. Yeah. Or she. Fair. Fair. Or she. I missed draft how they did ProBUs get an Ariel and Deathwing. In the 1-2 pick, and it was never banned out, as that's going to be Deathwing taking way too much damage. They end up going down. Elia is going to try and make it out alive as they end up getting picked off. That's going to be their rounds being reset, as that's going to be a huge condemn pulling in a couple members. Alex Strauss are going to be popping the Dragon Queen form, and Kios is not going to be able to make it out alive right there. The ban phase went through, and Deathwing and Ariel weren't banned out, so the members of ProBUs who had first pick priority went ahead and grabbed an Ariel. The enemy team picked up the Tracer first, actually, and then a Muradin, and then the opposing side got the Deathwing and the Joanna. I believe that was the draft order at the beginning, if anyone wants to know.
Coming through.
Oh, Stark's got it covered as I'm trying to remember everything offhand. Gift wrap draft a little bit. Seabrisket, what's up, bud? How's it going, dude? Good to see ya.
Looks like the beacons are
10 talent here will be up and in favor for the members of ProBUs. They did go into that resurrect for the Ariel. Nothing really too out of the ordinary here. Shield wall for the Varian as well, just to get that that protection, by the way. They ended up swapping lanes here due to the fact that this is going to be, once again, another Zerg wave coming through. Well, not once again, but it's going to be going in through top lane because it swaps sides. So they're going to just try and push up this top lane with 4 members and then just have Varian chase into bottom lane. Like, I was watching this on the minimap the entire time. Varian's pretty much kitted out post 10. Like, everything after 10 is just kind of helpful in a 1v1, but like, into a Leoric here, this shouldn't be an issue for them. That's why you're seeing Leoric play that so far back. There is going to be a rotation coming out. They're not going to be able to, no. I was thinking they might try and steal boss, and I was like, that's not going to be happening right now. Cataclysm going to be coming in from the Deathwing, going to be trying to maybe step up to the Tracer. They end up just actually regrouping towards the friendly team. Blessed Shield goes out, but it doesn't connect onto anyone as they get the Earth Shatter onto Muradin, and they end up getting the little bit of healing, and this will be charge going over in favor for the members of ProBUs, as Kios is just getting forced back into bottom lane all the way to their keep. And this is now Tychus coming down here saying, all right, the 2 of us should be able to kill Varian, and this is now Varian saying, I gotta get out of here. They got 1 protection out, and they should be able to just back off just fine. Meanwhile, in top lane, they realize Tychus isn't there, so they're gonna push even harder, gonna find the stun onto Muradin, and that's gonna be a Pulse Bomb connecting onto Tuna, who ends up just fine for now. Elia is able to get back as well. Yahtzee trying to poke out as well, here and there. And boom, actually pops Avatar form on top of everything. But they back off. Tychus will hold over bottom lane. Varian finally being pushed back down here. Tracer has budget onion rings too, so I guess it's comfort picks. So I butt comfort picks. Ooh, that's a new one right there. Dive onto Muradin right now, who's trying to find their way out. They are in that destroyer form, as you saw that little bit of leap, and then boom is going to be trying to make their way out, but they end up falling to the damage over time from Lunara. Bottom lane still has the Tychus and the Leoric, as they use the Commandeer Odin down there too. Feels like a case of Deathwing overcompensation syndrome. Oddly enough, the 2 heroes that do the most amount of damage and shred into Deathwing the best are not currently laning into them because of the Varian. which is honestly, it's got to be so difficult to be in this position. But Varian now stepping forward. I think they knew that the friendly team was coming in for this massive flank. That's going to be Tracer using all the blink charges away. That's a huge cataclysm over a couple members. The Alexstrasza tried to use Lifebinder, but unfortunately their target was killed before they could actually get the trigger onto it. Leaping Strike, and that puts them closer to Ellie as they find that last little bit of damage. High King's Quest will be finished out by the Varian on top of all of that. The members of ProBUs just on a warpath in our game number 1 of our first best of 3 series of the evening. Like they are, I'll be honest, like they are moving through game number 1, but looks like they're gonna back off. They got the Zerg wave. They're gonna grab this camp for bottom lane, rotate into top, and they've got a decent wave already up here. Excuse me, they got a camp already up here. Sticky bomb? I don't know, like, I saw that it was a bigger circle. I was like, that's odd. I don't often see tracers with the bigger circle. So you're increasing the radius by 50%. Enemies hit are slowed for 70% for 3 seconds. I mean, it gives you good sustain chase, but I think, isn't it usually Quantum Spike is what tracers take at level 10? I feel like it's always Quantum Spike. Pulse Bomb goes onto Hung Fu. There's going to be the slow, as you can see right there, that 70%. That'll be ending right there as Tychus ends up going down to the Varian, and they're just chasing on in through this top lane. Are they going to be trying to end this game right now? Tychus is down for the next 13 seconds. Commandeer Odin's down for the next 76. Cataclysm coming through from the Deathwing onto a couple of members. Is me leaping straight from the Lunar. Yahtzee going to be going down as well as the Leoric. Chaos is not going to be able to live through that one, and looks like this is going to be core rapidly falling in favor for the members of ProBUs. They take game number 1 in a dominant 11-minute game. GG. Well played. Vita! How's it going, bud? What was... I just realized that my phone is not even in the same room as me, as I think I got a Facebook message from somebody. I just heard the ding and I'm like, wait, my phone's not here. Oh well, who needs it? Ooh, that was a wild game 1, team. Andy, how's it going? Good to see you. Player comfort shouldn't supersede playing the game at all. Amethyst is totally no wave clear. Outside of their solo lane, yes, I agree. Amethyst had no wave clear outside of their solo lane. Hung Fu, that's a name I have not heard in a long time. Thanks for stopping by, bud. Thanks for helping us push towards Twitch partner. Mitch, how you doing, friend? 99%, they go percent damage. They go 99, my God, why am I so dyslexic today? They 99% go percent base damage. It's always Quantum, especially when there's a giant dragon on the other side. Excuse me, 1 second. Excuse me, sorry. I had to clear my throat. That was a really good game 1. Really quickly, I wanted to mention this earlier. I noticed that my mechanical keyboard gets picked up quite a bit from my mic, so I've been trying to mess with the gate. So if my voice gets a little like choppy or if I'm getting cut off, please let me know. I don't think I should, but hopefully it should mitigate some, not all. But because if I'm talking, you're gonna hear the keyboard. But if I don't say anything, I'm hoping that we can mitigate some of the clicky clacks from some of the keys. Let me ask the players. Oh, I need to ask Boom actually, not Chaos, because they actually mentioned this to me. First pick or map pick. All right, let's find out what they want to do, and then we'll go ahead and get into game number 2 in just a second. Let me show stats once again so you can get an idea of what those look like if you just kind of joined us. Leo's melee, he can't really safely clear Zerg. Oh, you're talking about Zerg. Sorry, I was just like, yeah, basic wave clear. They got it in the solo lane, but yeah, no. For the actual Zerg wave itself, no. I agree. They do not have any wave clear. All right, let me ask. Oh, that's the wrong Leave Whisper. Let's pull it back to Bandit, and I need to reach out to 8-bit. All right. That's why mages have done so well on this map. They can clear the distance, yeah. Bahamut is doing his own admitting. Yeah. I do everything here on the Bahamut Gaming stream. I changed Bandit camera. Make sure you guys get to see the good boy. Spinach, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that, friend. Also, really quickly, just because it went off during the game, thank you so much, Carpet Phyllis, for the gifted sub to Kaleo.
Hello.
There it is. So there's a running joke in Heroes Hype. There was a day when we were doing something in Heroes Hype, and I was like, oh yeah, like work's a little bit slow for me. I'll go ahead and I'll help out. So I jumped into a stream and I started messaging a bunch of the admins. I was like, hey, I don't think this guy has their delay on. And so like I start talking about this and I'm bringing it up. And then someone finally goes like, Bahamut, you're watching the wrong stream. And so for like 30 minutes, I was like watching the wrong stream completely. And that was the first and last day that I was ever allowed to do admin work. All right, sorry, I'm currently getting things set up. We need to mark that. I'm potatoing right now. Let's get Boom in here. Let's also update our little map draft, and let's also get the score updated as well, because I'm sure you're all wondering who's up in our first of 2 best of 3 series. That's won by them. That's gonna be picked by them and go to there. Alrighty. Bahamut, I wanted to ask you something. Shoot! What's the best hugs quote from? It's from actually a literal dead game. It's from, do you remember the game Gigantic? There was a character named Paco, and I was a Paco main. I loved playing Paco because he was basically this giant, like, fuzzy Yeti, and he was just, like, cute and adorable, and that's all I played. But he was really, really, like, trolly in a sense. Like, he had this, like, slide, and he would essentially grab his feet and slide on his butt and spin. It was adorable. And then if you collide with someone, you could essentially, like, blow them up. He was just like, he had a lot of mobility, but he also did a lot of decent damage. And I only played him. Like I spent the credits in the game to buy that character, and that's all I played with one of my friends. And then the studio literally, the studio was like, they canceled I think the entire studio doesn't even exist anymore is what I'm getting at, and I can't phrase properly. Let's also get 8-bit in here really quickly, because I know what all their portraits look like. So, yeah, no, it's to answer your question, the long answer was that. The short answer is it is from a game called Gigantic, and it is from the character line from Paco, and it says, you could give the best hugs. Which, when I first heard it, yes. Sorry, Kaylee was posting butt stuff in the Discord. But when I heard it, like I was talking with one of my friends, and I was just like, guess what voice line I made my follow? He's like, I could probably guess. And yeah, he was right. Oops, I didn't want to set to captain. I went to... Nope, you're not an observer. You're a player. Go to the right side, Ilya. There we go. 7/10th? 7/10? 10, how you doing? Thanks for coming by. Sorry. Baha, how many times a day do people tell you that you look like Karazim? Not that many, actually. But I'm glad that you do. Thank you. Because not many people know this, but Blizzard flew me in for the Karazim skin. Yeah, they mocapped my entire face and beard. No, I'm just kidding. They didn't do that. Maybe we'll start that rumor. Yeah, Blizzard flew me into Anaheim to mocap my face for the Karazim boxing skin. I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head. You know how we watched the end of your video with Cat Peach Winnis last year? Do you want to do that again this year when I have the video finished? Yeah, I'll watch it again. We can get Cat Peach Winnis. Maybe, you know what we could do it on, Kaleo? We could maybe do it on Jinxie's stream on like Saturday during like D&D or something. That might be an option. Or we do it on this stream, and we just purposely, like, we'll pick up like a 6 o'clock game and like an 8 o'clock game, and we'll purposely have a little bit of time for it. Hey Bahamut, has anyone ever told you that you kind of look like Karazim? No, actually, Tin was the first one today, but I didn't know that. Zal, you think of the same thing? 0.3 times per day? Is there a point in there? I can't tell. It's either 3 or 0.3. We got teams in the lobby. Let's give them a Twitch link. That's not the Twitch link. It's not how you spell Twitch. Tuna Breath is the captain there. But thanks for hanging out, everyone. We're in our game 1, or we're in our first match, and then we'll go ahead and get into our second one at 8 o'clock PST. So we got about an hour, but hey, we could be going to a game 3 here in just a second. All right, these teams say that they're ready. Let's go ahead and get into game. Make sure that I got everything all set. Yeah. All right, let's push some buttons, team. Baja Pug List. Huh? A what? A what? Nani? Wrong button. Wrong button, Bahamut. There we go. I think... No, it's going to kill this. There we go. Sorry. It just did not want to cooperate. Welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series. My name is Bahamut. We find ourselves here in game number 2 on Infernal Shrines, and I'm sure you're all sitting at home wondering how we might have found ourselves on Infernal Shrines between the members of Phoenix Rising and ProBUs. The home team this evening is going to be Phoenix Rising Amethyst. They are going to be losing the coin flip. The members of ProBUs in game number 1 opted for first pick priority. They ban out Dragonshire and Sky Temple. Alterac Pass and Cursed Hollow were banned out by the members of Phoenix Rising Amethyst. They are going to be taking us... They took us to Braxis Hold Up for game number 1, and that was won by the members of ProBUs. The losing team has the option for first pick priority or map pick priority, and the members of Phoenix Rising Amethyst chose to take us to... chose first pick, as the members of ProBUs will then be choosing to take us to Infernal Shrines. There we go. Talking is a little difficult sometimes. We are going to be seeing... ETC Blaze being banned out. I think we're seeing some target bans because someone's a little unhappy currently in the chat about not getting their Blaze. It's a word for a fighter or a boxer. I have never even heard that. Maestro, how you doing? Thanks for coming by. I hope you're having a wonderful night, my friend. Trolled on the first message, rip. Radically Edward, how you doing, friend? I don't... So it's... Oh, it's a boxer. Okay, sorry. I won't be ready this weekend. Oh, no, we don't have to do it this weekend. I'm just saying we can do it during a Jinxie Cat stream, if you want to do it then. No rush. This weekend we have D&D, and the following weekend we don't, because I'll be out of town. Well, not that we don't. They might have D&D, but I won't be there, so I don't know if they'll stream it, because I usually run the stream for Jinxie. All right, we got the members of Phoenix Rising Amethyst on the left-hand side, banning out an ETC and a Deathwing. We do have the Blaze and the Ariel being banned out on the right-hand side by the members of ProBUs. That's a Joanna, Jaina, first 2 picks on the right-hand side. Phoenix Rising Amethyst going to go ahead and grab a Greymane here. Something like a Diablo on Infernal Shrines wouldn't be a bad idea as well. They could just look to dive with the Greymane. A Nubarak is not a bad idea either if you want to get the Web Wrap to lock down like a Jaina or something like that. And then you also have the Impale and the Burrow Charge to be able to kind of CC and dive onto someone. But it looks like they're going to go for that Murden once again. Still dive, still has some decent mobility. But what if they grabbed around the... Oh, okay. So they're going to be having some wave clear for the rotations between mid and bottom. And then Kael'thas actually scales fairly well with the Mana Addict at level 1, and Jaina also has Fingers of Frost at level 1 as well. So both of those are good ways to scale out those mages, and I like that quite a bit. But they do need a healer on the left-hand side. They could ban out the Alexstrasza. They did see it in the last game, and she is kind of strong on a map like this because it's control-based. Deathwing, as noted before, is banned out, so they don't have to worry about that one right there. But I personally, if they don't plan to take it, banning out the Alexstrasza is not a bad idea. It's actually going to be the Leoric. They don't want to deal with that in the solo lane. So I'm wondering if that means that maybe they're going to something that's going to be a little bit in the higher health pool range for the solo lane. So like a Yrel. Sometimes you ban out the Leoric against Yrel because of the fact that he can have that percent base healing off of her, and she does have a decent health pool for that one. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Incoming Convection, please. I kind of hope so. Good thing you don't talk for a living. Yeah. First pick ban Deathwing. What a world. Means dude punches things with his fist. I'm not gonna try and say it again, because I don't even know where that comes from. I don't watch enough like fighting stuff to understand these things. People joke. See, Aktar's in chat talking about Convection. 2 solo target bans and an Ariel. Interesting. It's not. I think it's because Chaos Tank. They wanted the. I think they wanted the Arthas to deal with the Greymane. That's why we're seeing the Leoric to be banned out, realistically. But then they can still go into like Malthy or something like that. Oh, Thrall's not bad, but a Lieutenant Morales, not a hero we get to see too often. Juice Pirates? No, I'm just kidding. They got the Greymane. Actually, no. Funny enough, no Sylvanas ban and no pickup under her either. But Stukov will round up the draft on the right-hand side. The Lunar in the last game did really, really well. So keep rolling with the things that you know are going to work. Arthas can have some really good follow-up from Jaina. Excuse me. Or Jaina can even set up the Arthas can set up the Jaina with the Howling Blast, and even then Jaina can kind of set up the Arthas in a sense with the slows that she does provide as well. Looking at the two drafts, I'm not 100% sure who I like, not who I like, but who I think is going to win this. Like, the slows from Arthas are going to be really detrimental to some of the auto attackers, and Lunara's going to be able to poke in and put a lot of poison damage out. I think it's going to really come down to Lieutenant Morales being able to heal through all of the burst and poison damage coming out from the Jaina Lunara. I think that's going to be a big hinge of it too. I mean, it's gonna be a lot of that. It's gonna be dealing with that Lunara and Jaina damage, I think. But hey, we'll have to see here if the members of Phoenix Rising Amethyst can take us to a game 3. But we're here on the map. Let's go ahead and get on into it. On the left-hand side, we got Yahtzee on the Lieutenant Morales. We're gonna be seeing Kios gonna be on the Thrall. We've got Kael'thas being played by Aelia. We've got Boom on the Muradin, and we have got Greymane being played by Inti. On the right-hand side, we got the members of ProBUs, excuse me. They are up 1 in our first best of 3 as we get into a... Oops, there we go. We get into a pause immediately. You think ProBUs won the draft? I think they got a lot of good damage and they got a lot of tools. I think it's kind of like the Graham and the Thrall are a little bit of a, not misnomer, but like... They're kind of just like if Arthas doesn't get the attack speed reduction that I think he's looking for, then maybe the Greymane and the Thrall can really, really dive into them. Combat shield is pretty good. Kaleo, Kerzi mocap 100% true, exactly. All right. Whatever. Rainer would have been money with the Arthas, Jojo. Yeah. Yeah, that actually wouldn't be bad either. The issue is Morales into Lunara Jaina. Yeah, Monkus, that's what I'm saying. I think it's going to be a little bit down to Morales right there. Oh boy. It's a lot of damage over time and AoE damage for a healer that doesn't deal with either. She got some decent healing. Sorry for my literal eye rolls, but like it's pointless. It's pointless. Okay. Sorry, like, one person said something and then literally DC'd, and I'm like, greetings all. Did I miss the first game? We are in, hey, Rackham, how you doing? So we're in our first best of 3, and we are on map number 2 of our first best of 3 of 2 best of 3s this evening. Sorry, that's a little convoluted. I want to be on a Division D team. I think they have more fun. I mean, last night, in our Division D West match between Psystorm versus the Baddest Dudes picked a Murky in game 1, and they picked a Gazlo in game 3. So, go watch that VOD on YouTube. It's not up yet, but it'll be there. People being people, I roll. Yeah, it's, I don't know. It's just, we're asking questions in the game. Division D is where all the cool kids hang out. That's what I heard too, Rackham. That's what I heard too. Good to see you, bud. I hope you're having a wonderful night, and I hope you're having a wonderful week. Well, while we're kind of hanging out here, I do need to plan another community night for everyone to cast a bunch of their VODs, so I'll have to figure that out. We might do it next week. I'm not 100% sure. God, casting schedules are always difficult at this point. All right, let's get back into it. Alrighty, teams. Let's go ahead and get into it. We got the right-hand side. We got ProBUs. We've got Chaos Tank on the Amethyst. Tuna Breath going to be on the Lunara. Secret Asian Man going to be on the Jaina. We've got Hongfu on the Stukov, and we've got 8-Bit on the Joanna. Let's go ahead and get on into mid lane and check out what we get here for our first engagement. No spoilers? I'm sorry. My apologies. I'm actually usually the one who says no spoilers, so sorry about that. That is a pretty big spoiler, realistically. Sorry, 10. My apologies. Taking notes? Yeah. Did they win, though? Well, you'll have to find out. I won't spoil anything further. I've already spoiled enough, legitimately. All right, we are in our rotations between lanes. Let's go ahead and get our player vision set up as well. Lieutenant Morales is going to be going to the clear at level 1, so they might go into full grenade build. It's just more displacement, realistically. Do you get anything else? You get a cooldown reduction. Excuse me. You get cooldown reduction, and you also get the displacement increase. Okay. Kael'thas is Mana Addict at level 1, so unfortunately Ektar is not going to be seeing Convection. Well, unfortunately for all of us, we're not going to be seeing Convection. Block was picked up by the Arthas, or excuse me, Rhyme was picked up by the Arthas, as they are going to be going into the Thrall in top lane, and Chaos is actually getting... or Kios is getting pushed around a little bit up here. Do they have a Howling Blast to follow up? No, they just have the Death Coil for a little extra damage, but they will back out right there. Meanwhile, we're going to be seeing a Siege Camp on the right-hand side going to be grabbed. They're anchoring over here on the left-hand side by 8-Bit, and this is going to be Inti grabbing the camp for bottom lane. A great thing with Greymane being able to be in this bottom lane, they're able to just cycle down and grab that. I've actually been seeing a couple teams running this as of lately, and maybe it's just a Division D thing, but a lot of teams on Infernal Shrines, or at least just the last night games, I was noticing they were running 1-3-1s, and this is so 1-3-1 in the sense that Thrall's in top, you've got Kael'thas, Lieutenant Morales, and Muradin in mid, and then you got Greymane in bottom. Whereas typically you see a solo top and then a hard rotation between the 4 members from mid to bottom, and you just constantly do that, so you're able to scale up things like Jaina and Kael'thas a little bit faster. That's why you're seeing more regeneration globes on the Jaina as well, due to the fact that they're double soaking here. But the unfortunate thing is they had to clean out everything that Greymane put down, so they do miss a little bit in the rotation. Now, I don't know if they actually saw them break off towards that top area, because they were kind of still they were clearing minions in the gate, so I don't know if they saw that rotation, but I would expect them to know that they're on this camp, and looks like Greymane's going to cycle around after grabbing their siege camp, going to be able to grab the Bruiser camp over here. Welcome to the chat room. What? Why does it just say welcome to the chat room randomly? You didn't spoil. Oh, okay. Time to rename you're a butt? A butt. Buttspot knows. Seriously, Wicked Kitten. It's Division D thing, you wouldn't understand. All right. I won't try to, Rackham. I won't try. We're just gonna cast the game as is. Oops, sorry, I'm trying to find some of that quest and talent. There we go. Top lane is actually going to be having Kael'thas rotating up here. I don't think they're actually going to try and go on to casting. I think they're just mostly trying to clear out this Shaman camp, as the first objective is up and available, and it is going to be Arcane Punisher for the bottom lane. A lot of damage going out onto, or not Lieutenant Morales, onto Muradin here. Lieutenant Morales is keeping them up alive they're doing a great job just sustaining this Muradin, but now they cycle back around, and this is going to be the full 5v5. They do have that Shaman camp in top lane pushing, so you have to keep in mind, or keep an eye on that on your minimap. Muradin gets the dive over the walls. Kael'thas does go down. This going to be first blood going over in favor for the members of ProBUs. And Kios is trying to make their way back towards the well, going to be able to tap. And the death timer on Kael'thas isn't the longest in the world, but fortunately, the enemy team is going to be finding themselves a Punisher, and they're going to be moving that in through bottom lane. Top lane, as I said, still has the Shaman pushing up here, but it looks like the towers did quick work of that, and Arthas already going to be coming up here to make sure they're still soaking. Butt layer. Dude, Buttspot is on fire tonight. Shout out to Stark in chat, who's the one who messaged this to me during D&D once, and then I stopped all of D&D to make sure that everyone knew about it, because it is seriously, it's one of the best bots I think I've ever added to this channel. It's so good. It's just so, it adds that little extra flair. Anyways, they're going to be able to get the front gate in this bottom lane down. A little bit of damage onto the fort as well, but now we reset and we're going to be getting ready for our next Punisher phase. But while that's happening, Ailey is going to be potentially ganked. No, it's going to be fully ganked in mid lane. Condemn going to be pulling them in, and they find a second kill onto Thrall as well. It's really going to boost the momentum in favor for the members of ProBUs as Phoenix Rising Amethyst find themselves down 3 kills, and they also find themselves down in experience on top of all that by roughly a level. Now, next Punisher will be Frozen. It's going to be in the top lane. I think we should be somewhere around the 7-minute mark. No, it should be somewhere around like the 6:30-minute mark in the game, something like that, for our Punisher to be up and available for contest. Now, they're going to be rotating Murden up here to try and push back Chaos Tank, as well as maybe even get a little extra damage onto them, forcing them back further. But they have the Frozen Tempest up and available, and that's going to be slowing the auto attack speed. So a Murden trying to gank not even so much gank, but just trying to put the hurt onto an Arthas, not going to work out the best per se. We do still have Tuna Breath and friends pushing down this bottom lane, and they also have the camp to help out on top of that. Jaina rotates down for some extra damage with the Blizzard, gonna have the Lurking Arm to the side to zone them back. They had basically had 2 good zoning tools. They used the Blizzard on one side and the Lurking Arm on the other, but now they're looking to step further forward as they have the 10 talents here. Lunar does use the Leaping Strikes backwards to try and get away from this enemy team, but still neanders their way further forward as Yahtzee's in a bit of a rough spot. The body blocks from Jonah are really good. That's gonna be a Ring of Frost going out, as well as Lieutenant Morales will be going down. They find the kill onto Thrall on top of it, and that's going to be 2 more kills to the members of ProBUs, as we can actually see the KDA right now. Jaina with 4 of those kills, and looks like Arthas was able to steal one away. So very rude. Didn't even ask for spoilers, haven't been here much, makes sense, thanks. Oh, no, Di, you're absolutely fine. I wasn't sure if I spoiled it with what I said, or if they were just saying, like, please don't spoil. So we're all good here, we're all good. It's all good. We're happy to talk about Here's the Storm, we're all excited about it, but thanks for supporting, thanks for hanging out, and hope you're all enjoying the stream. Currently going to be having Inti in this top lane curse bullet to the face of Chaos Tank as they're going to try and turn this around with the Dark Flight. Can they actually get the damages necessary? This is what I was talking about in draft. The Frozen Tempest will be slowing down the auto attack speed of whomever is trying to actually into them. So you can actually see right there. You're dealing damage per second, movement speed by 10% per second, stacking up to 40, and then you also have their attack speed slowed by 10%. On top of all that, of course, you know, they cancel it right there. There you go. Either way, it's really, really good into situations where you have the gray mains like that who are trying to dive onto you, because you just turn that power on, and that's going to be a rough go for them, at least if you have enough health to deal with it. Jaina liked it so much she put a ring on it and found 2 kills. Boom is going to be in a bit of a rough spot. Curse Bullet does go out as well. I think that connected onto Chaos Tank, who's going to be just cycling back around here. 10 talent tiers on both sides. They could be looking for some sort of fight before 13, but I think they're just going to go for the clear before the Shrine activates here in our top lane, and it will be a Frozen Punisher. Lurking Arm to go out. Blessed Shield connecting onto quite a few. That's going to be Syndragosa use. Sundering from the Thrall as the Kael'thas gets picked off. Leaping Strike coming out onto Greymane. They find the kill right there. Boom is getting very low as well. That's going to be Murden and Lieutenant Morales going down. Kios is doing their best to stay alive, but unfortunately the tower will not do enough damage, and that's going to be the Shaman Camp pushed up, and this is also going to be Fort going down. How long is the Syndragosa lockdown? Is it 6 seconds or 8? 20 seconds. Holy crap. I thought it was like less than 10. Wild. Absolutely wild right there. But they're going to continue to push up through this top lane. They're going to soft push the gates. That way, if they get the Punisher, they can play this more aggressive. And they're banking on getting this Punisher here so that way they can take this keep in top lane as well. Melee mode is passable if you get Alpha Killer, though, just not at level 10. Yeah. Ah, sick ring. Okay, I must have missed it. Yeah. 20 seconds is such a wild duration for Syndragosa. I did not think it was that long. 10 seconds was maybe the maximum, but holy crap, do they find the slows and then the 2 follow-up kills onto Kael'thas, as well as Lieutenant Morales. Leaping Strikes to chase further into Boom, but they're going to back off and go for this objective phase here to be able to push a Frozen Punisher up to the keep front gate, or excuse me, up to the keep, because they already took the keep. Well, no, they didn't. Sorry, my apologies. I thought they already took that down. Greymane's actually going to be in the bottom lane. That's a lot of their anti-siege that needs to be, yeah, okay, they're going to be cycling back up to here. Because I was like, maybe they're looking for 13 talent here, but in all reality, they need to have all 5 for this defense right now. Let's actually pull away the talents really quickly just so we can see how this is going to look, as that will be Punisher jumping over onto Muradin. I don't think they have a Dwarf Toss, but that's going to be Lieutenant Morales trying to heal through all of this pain. They actually pop the Avatar form. Going to have the Cinder Ghost going to be coming out as well. Huge pull in. That's going to be Ring of Frost onto 3, if I'm not mistaken. Kael'thas goes down. That's going to be the Sundering from the Thrall to buy a little extra time as they end up getting that kill. Another jump from the Punisher. Locks down Boom. Yahtzee getting very low as well, as the keep is still frozen, and it doesn't even matter if it's the Frozen Punisher or the Cinder Ghost, but the members of ProBUs are looking to step up to the core with a 74% health Punisher. That, I have to say, is a very dominant game number 2 going over to the members of ProBUs. They take the first series of the night, 2-0, GG, well played. Wow. ProBUs, like, I've casted a couple ProBUs games, they've never looked that on fire, if you will. Hey, all the GGs and shit. Phoenix Rising is a combined free agent team? I don't know. I do not know. I forgot the is in that sentence, but 8-bit. Handful, thank you so much for using your Twitch Prime here. Thank you so much for supporting the stream. Thanks for supporting Bandit, and enjoy your Asmpog, your Baja Rages, your Finger Guns, and your little Gilded Beard in chat. I missed one game. Was it also like this? A little bit. But actually, Stark put it as not as one-sided. I think PRA got a few kills. Yeah, it was like 4-12 or something like that. All right, let's jump into lobby 1. Let me show talents, and we can get an interview here with 8-bit in just a second. Maybe they were probing the other team. All right, at this time, we're going to be joined by 8-bit. Congratulations on your 2-0 victory. How you feeling after that?
Feeling pretty good, thank you. I
gotta say, I said it for both games. That was a dominant series for you. And this is the one question, because I don't know. Is Phoenix Rising, is that a free agent team or something like that? Because chat was wondering.
I do know that they are a newer team.
Okay.
First season in the NGS, and I guess being the Phoenix Rising is sort of an organization that runs multiple teams, so I don't know exactly how they go about forming their squads, but
okay.
Something along those lines.
Yeah, because I know like Heroes Lounge, for example, they do they call everything fat and then it's something. So like they did Pokemon one time, they did Marvel characters. So there was like Fat Wonder Woman, which was a great thing to cast constantly. Yeah, that was a weird one, but either so I wasn't sure if it like Phoenix Rising was just kind of like because there's a million Phoenix Risings. I wasn't sure if they're just a bunch of free agent teams in different divisions. Either way, let's get into our interview here. Game number 1 on Braxis Holdout. It was a pretty dominant push throughout that game, and was Twin Blades varying the game plan the entire time, or was it just how the draft unfolded?
A little bit how the draft unfolded. You know, we felt that we had a decent matchup there on top lane, running Twin Blades versus their Leo. So,
yeah.
That was just sort of kind of the selection that we made based on how the picks came out.
Okay. It was yeah, because it seemed, and the other thing too is like the Deathwing, like that just looked comfortable. Is that a practice thing for your team, or is just the player just strong on him, or is the hero just super strong?
I think it's a little bit of all of that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, anyone who looks at the numbers right now will certainly see that Deathwing is a head and shoulders above the rest of the heroes here in the Nexus. So
yeah,
you know,
on hotslugs.com, I saw today he's like 62% or something like that, like win rate.
Yeah, and so even after a 10% baseline nerf on all of his stats, so you know, as long as the hero is in this state, it's you know,
difficult.
It's difficult not to pick something that's that strong.
Exactly. Going into game number 2. Let's talk about these rings, because dear Lord, did Jaina land some of the most impactful rings ever. When you have situations like that, is she calling that she's looking for a ring? Is it just where we're inting? What are comms like in situations where you're chasing, diving, and finding these insanely strong blowups?
Secret Asian Man has really, he's very, very solid at that CC follow-up. So usually it's the CC call first. It's, you know, I've got the shield, I've got the Cindy, which was loads of fun.
Yeah.
And you know, he's just got it wired in his brain that when he sees the CC come out, it's okay. My ring is the next thing in this order. That's kind of how the comms go.
Yeah, I just landing like 3+ member. I was gonna say Mashas, but Ring of Frost consistently is not an easy feat. So just hats off to them. But overall, like you are looking like a strong team this season. And season, there we go. Going further down, because we're a little bit halfway, if not past that, for NGS, are there any teams that you're worried about for the matchup, excited for, maybe some rivalry coming down the road?
Oh, all of it, for sure. So, I think down the stretch here is where we're really going to figure out what Team ProBUs is made out of. I think we've got 4 matches in 2 weeks against arguably the 4 best teams in the division, including some guys that we've played against for a couple of rounds here in XGD and Church of Murky. So we're definitely very excited to see how these games unfold over the course of the next couple of weeks. I would point out to one of them and say this is the marquee matchup, but really it's all of them. Every one of them I'm excited.
So what you're saying is it's a PSA to any caster for NGS is to pick up all upcoming ProBUs games. Is that what you're basically saying?
I'm just gonna say that we're gonna put on a show.
There you go. That's the PSA. Clip it and send it to all the casters, and that way we'll be all scrambling for your games. But no, seriously, honest to God, these were so much fun to cast. It was really, really fun to be able to see you guys just synergize and be able to communicate. It shows very well that you're comfortable as a team and you're comfortable on the maps you play as well as your compositions. Before I let you run out of here, any shots that you'd like to give, the floor is all yours.
The first shout out that I absolutely have to give is to our coach, J-Sil, aka Veggies. He has been helping us out for
He's a good boy.
Season now. He is a good guy, and gosh darn it, I always forget to call him out in shout outs, and I feel terrible. So thank you so much for all the help that you've given us. Shout out certainly to my team and all of the probes, Secret Asian Man, Whole Foods, Tuna, Chaos Tank, and Aruba. Shout out to my friends and families. Shout out to our real captain Lulu, and shout out to my lovely wife who is hopefully watching the game downstairs. And shout out to Phoenix Rising. Thanks for the match, guys.
Well, thank you so much for the interview. Thank you so much for the games. I look forward to seeing you further down in NGS season number 8, and I'm sure every caster will as well. But you have a great night, and congratulations once again on your